The perfection and recollection, I oft times think of those Shandon bells, whose sound so wildwood in days of childhood ring round my cradle their magic spell. On this I ponder where'er I wander, and thus grow fonder, sweet Cork of thee, where the bells of Shandon they sound so grand on the pleasant waters of the river Lee. I've heard bells chiming full many a climbing, tolling sublime cathedral shrine, while as it lie bread brass tongues would vibrate, but all their music spoke not like thine. For a memory dwelling on each proud swelling of thy belfry knelling, its proud notes breathe. May the bells of Shandon sound far more grand than the pleasant waters of the river Lee.
There's one thing in the dark side, we were famous for men, money and dogs. Dog fighting, cock fighting, anything you name it was in the north side.
Well, that's right. You walk into almost any pub and they'll talk about bull terriers, hunting, drag hunting, cockfighting, pigeon racing, you name it, they talk about it. And I don't think I've been to many of the Southside pubs, and I have the greatest respect for them. They're my best friends. You follow me?
Go to the Southside yourself, no?
And anyway, the same conversation is not carried on there, fellas.
At the time, you'll be called in at the start of the drag hunting season. A couple of weeks before the drag hunting season started, and you were asked to know, would you be all right for them, walk the dogs for the season? You said you would. Well, you got a pair of boots then for the last out the season.
Give you a pair of
well,
boots.
if you were on your uppers after a week, it was all the same.
Yeah.
Blacking your legs to do something about it, but you had to walk the dogs anyway.
That's right.
You done your job the very same as you were being paid by Henry
But
Ford.
afterwards, then the club half sold the boots in there.
No. You just got them. You didn't even get a pair of laces. But,
Is that right?
You walked the dogs then, and you had to walk. Well, at that time, we'd walk maybe 12 or 14 miles. Start off at the North Chapel in the morning, about 10 o'clock, on for Kerry Pike, on for Tower, down for Healy's Bridge in Carrigawn. And it didn't care whether it was wet or dry, you had to be out, and you have to underneath it that you were. Because you had no business bringing them back because the keeper of the dog wasn't there to rub them.
That's right.
Well, when the man would come in, then you do his dinner. If his dinner wasn't ready, I suppose he kicked up a row. He had to go down and rub the dog.
Where was it when I finished 9 o'clock at night time?
Timberlake.
Was it Timberlake?
It was, yes.
My God, it was dark.
It was, and
And the hunt was cold?
It was. I cannot quite remember that now because I saw the hounds were let off. It was twilight practically.
The same night.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was just nearly dark.
Yes.
And the hounds were let off. And well, they had to move about 20, you know, the usual run of the drag hunt.
Yes.
And I can always remember that
Laffy McKenzie said if anyone would bring him home, the Armour car will do
we'll
it.
bring them home. That's right.
That's
But
right.
and it was practically dark in the
That
finishing.
time, it was like the saying long ago, the men long ago were great men to work, but they left a lot of work after them. But the summers long ago were a lot better than the summers now. Because you had summers that time starting in March practically, and you had them running on for 3 or 4 months.
Well,
The hunt club hounds, you got Rockwood, Chieftain and Whitebud, they were great hounds to run. But when it came to the boiling hot day, Ringwood was their master. I seen him outside in Bandon, the day now that he was christened the Armour car. They ran into it, they came into the second last field, and they had 8 or 10 lengths of odds in them. And there was a crowd on the second last road, but they couldn't see the last field.
Yeah.
The last field was a field that was either been cut the day before as a meadow, and it was in spots of grass. The 3 Hunt Club hounds came in first, second and third into the last, from the second last field into the last field. And they swung around. Ringwood came along, bat fourth, and he ran in between them. They wheeled around, up to his nose, round again, and he had knock along in for the judging gap. And as he came just outside the judging gap, he kind of jumped broadside. And they struck him forward and after. In other words, Connie Doyle, God be merciful to him, he was the judge that time, as you know, representing him at the judging gap. If there was 10 clubs running, there was 10 judges there. But anyway, our particular judge, Connie Doyle, he judged Ringwood, Fairhill first, Southern Hunt was second and third, and I couldn't tell you now who really was fourth. That's a couple of days ago. But anyway, the crowd that were on the road belonged to the Southern Hunt. They ran in and they asked the Southern judge, Eugene Mackenzie, Laffy they was called him. They asked him which of them won it. And he said Ringwood won it. And they said, how in the name of God could Ringwood? when he was only a bat fork going, go, all right, he said he finished like an armour car.
No thanks to you, I know. He had a check through nose, and he never get round the hunt. He had cast iron jaws, and steel-handed paws. Every man was like an iron bar. From 1 mile to 10, he would never give in. If you ran him from here to Castlebar, Samantha wandered in the wind. That's the mice of Fairhill used to call him the armour car. Now as the drag at Waterloo, well they are well due, how he lay the empty door. When the party was done, from the heat of the sun, and the armour and fire would go. With a finished from the start, he brought the flaming dog hand, and he sought past the evening star, who should be coming to the front, and he's leading the hunt for the dying of our car.
That was all right. The armour car, that was the first time the armour car was pitched.
Now here is my glass, and round may it pass, as we drink in the smoking of love. Here's to every hand that mind can expand, and to God up in heaven above. Here's to every hound who knows his ground, no matter where they are. To the honey night tonight, if every dog here tonight had a hound like the armour car.
This is more or less a working man's
Well, you
sport.
see, it's what-
The English keeper is an individualist.
That's right, of course. There's
Because
no,
our hounds are bought by the club.
They are,
And
but
they're
then-
given to a man whose name will come out of the hat. Is that right?
That's
and he's
right.
approved
He-
by
he
the
gets-
committee as a good keeper for the
Yeah.
sound. But in England, it is principally big game, big gambling. What do you think?
Dogs, like you're talking about the armour car, I can go back many years, you can go back further, and so can that be men here, like. But there again, I think that the present dog today is far a better hound. He's bred specially for it, he don't do no hunting at all, he don't hunt the fox or the hare, and he must be a better
What?
dog, you say.
The Irish dog was a better dog to hunt here than an English dog. Because the English dog was bred for dragons and dragons alone. But the Irish dog was bred for both. But he was a super dog above the English dog in his own way.
The difference where we're concerned, the English dog is supposed to be a drag hunting dog.
That's
No,
right.
we're not giving him the capability of being a hunting dog.
But if they
That's
talk
right.
about lost in the English dogs, they haven't that tongue. But when they bred off at the loo, they got one great tongue dog off him,
They did,
Dylas
they
dog.
had
Young Connie Dylas dog,
Yeah.
lot of listening.
There'll never be hounds to hunt like an Irish hound because you can hear the tongue. A couple of Irish hounds, you can hear the music. I know, but you can hear the music of the hounds around the country, and you can nearly tell what hound is a mile away from your hunting.
Be coming back.
But the English hounds, they don't get tongue at all.
Come on, boys, and you'll see lads and lasses full of glee. Famous for a holiday will make your heart thrill. The boys, they will not harm you. The girls, they will all charm you. Here's luck to all, says the boys of Fairhill. Come on, boys, and spend the day with your Harry or club so gay. The cry of the hounds, it'll make your heart thrill. When you hear a Quinlan say, Challenger has won the day. Here's up from all, says the boys of Fairhill. Come on, boys, and spend the day with your bowling club so gay. The loft of the bowl, it'll make your heart thrill. When you hear the shearboy say, Timmy, the ladies won the day. Here's up from all, says the boys of Fairhill.
Must understand too, the wife is involved too, she does the cooking.
What she do?
After all,
she does the
isn't that right? Well, she goes out.
She does the collecting.
No, my wife goes out and she buys the meat, she buys the bones, and she puts them down and gets the soup for the dog.
But, you see,
You
this is
follow
the
me?
point I like to
Frankie
put
is saying there where the female is concerned. The women.
The woman, you mean?
The woman.
All right.
The women of Fairhill. No, lads and lassies.
In your
That's what the song says.
That's what the song says, Michael's right.
And we're forgetting about the women. We're all talking about
Yeah,
ourselves.
No, I don't forget about the women. I give praise to the women who do the boiling and the cooking for our hounds. My hound anyway. And I'm sure the other men here,
And
that boy's
I'm at the
wife.
present moment. I'm not keeping my dog and where I'm residing.
But this is what I would say tonight, men. Very, very simply is this. We're talking about an English dog or an Irish dog. Once a dog goes into your home, he's taking his one. He's part of the family. And that's the most important thing about the sport.
And
If
this club
anybody
too.
ever came up and said, you go up to my house or any member of any club, and I'm going to talk about the whole association in general, we wouldn't part any of our dogs, let's be honest about it, regardless of where they come from. Because we have too much mess in them, and we love them too much. And this is, you're talking about women. It's the women look after them more so than what we do. They feed them, train them, and what have
Now,
you.
that's what I came back to a while ago, Frank. In England, if a dog don't put out, he's put down. Is that right?
But we have far more love for them here, though. There's no doubt
That's
about
what
that.
I'm saying, Frank.
Yeah.
We have love for our animal, we'll keep him till he dies.
Correct. There's no doubt
But
about
over there,
that.
there's big speculation, there's big money. They throw 100, 200 pounds on a dog to win a dragon, and we may throw 10 pounds.
Come on down to Quinlan's pub, that is where you'll join our club. Round us in gallons the porter does flow. First we'll tap the half the tears, drink a healthy Dashwood's race. That's the stuff they give 'em, says the boys of Fairhill.
Here's to every hand that mind can expand, and yours are to heaven above. Here's to every hound that can nose the ground, no matter where we are. 'Twould be our pride and delight if every hound here tonight had a heart like the armor car.
Bells of Shandon that sound so grand on the pleasant waters of the River Lee.